And welcome to another episode of the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. I'm your host, Noah Love, and today we're going to be talking about the NBA Finals Game 1. NBA Finals Game 1 is in the books between the Spurs and the Knicks, with the Knicks taking a 1-0 series lead. We'll talk about that. We will also going to be talking about the Fever and Caitlin Clark. It's a mess. It's 8 games. It's been 8 games. It's a dumpster fire. Uh, they play tonight. Yeah, we'll get into that as well on the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. But let's start with Game 1 of the NBA Finals in the New York Knicks, beating the Spurs 105-95, winning by 10. This was an unbelievable basketball game. This was a heavyweight fight of epic proportions. I think if you look at this game, though, I thought neither team played well. I thought neither team shot well. Some of it being the defense, some of it being nerves. I thought the Spurs and the Knicks missed wide open shots that they usually make. But the if you looked at this game, yeah, Bronson was great down the stretch, but he only, 30 points on 31 shots. With that efficiency, you like that if you're the Spurs, so you'll live with that. I think when OG Ananobi got going in that third quarter, it really changed the dynamic of the game. Also, I thought Towns was great in this game. I really thought he was the key. I always say with Cat, he is the key to this Knicks team. When he's playing well and when he's aggressive, they are hard to beat. His aggression in this game, going at Wimby, I I thought his defense was decent enough to where he made Wimby take tougher shots. And look, you don't expect Wimbyama to go 6 for 21 all day long, but you just want to make it as tough as you could as possible. I thought him driving and getting to the rim was a big thing. I didn't expect him to get to the rim so easily. The Spurs looked like a young team. That's what it was. They looked like a young team in the second half. That's what it was at the finals moment. I don't want to say it was too big because I don't think that's what it was, but it's just I think their first time being there kind of got stagnant, was missing some shots. Defense wasn't up to par. You know, I think that third quarter you have to give the Knicks credit because for like the first maybe 6 minutes, nothing was falling, and they were down 14. And then Wembanyama goes to the bench. And this is the part where it changed the game. Wembanyama goes to a bench and is like a 7-0 run. And the Knicks kept chipping until they obviously took the lead, I think, in the fourth. And to me, another key in this game was the offensive rebounding. The possession that won the game was when the Spurs they obviously go up one. And it's under 2 minutes. And the Knicks got 3 chances, and Brunson hits the corner three. They never relinquished the lead. If the Knicks, if the Spurs are able to get the rebound off the one OG miss, if they go down and get a bucket, they're up three, pressure on the Knicks. Still would have been in a winnable game for the Knicks, but you never know because that momentum the Spurs were on a runner would have shifted. Those offensive rebounds, Brunson three, up two, never relinquished the lead after that. Jalen Brunson was just big time in the fourth quarter, but the offensive rebounding is going to be a huge thing because there were numerous possessions for both teams where when you look at it, you can't get the offensive board. You keep tapping it around or it taps out, it ends up going for a big layup or a big three in every possession in the playoffs, but especially in the NBA Finals matters. I thought the Knicks bench as well. Shamit with 13. Alvarado with 7. McDeuce with 6. Just it what the Knicks bench does is they're just able to give Brunson a little bit of a rest. To where he is not as tired. Like he doesn't have to play 45 minutes, 44 minutes. He can play 37 minutes like he did. I thought the bench just being able to give him a reprieve and either keeping it steady or when he goes out, they're able to cut into the lead so when he comes back, they can take the lead. No, great job by Knicks. No mistake about it. The Spur Mitch Johnson has to bear some blame for this loss. Why De'Aaron Fox is out there in the last 5 minutes of the game and not Dylan Harper, I don't I don't know why. And also, every minute is crucial. You gotta give these min. Why is Harrison Barnes playing more minutes than your sixth man of the year, Keldon Johnson? Also, why is Barnes getting minutes over Carter Bryant? You Carter Bryant is going to at least make a defensive play, do some, maybe get a dunk, something. Harrison Barnes just out there for cardio right now. So those minutes he's getting, you gotta give those minutes to Keldon Johnson and Carter Bryant. I again, Fox first NBA Finals appearance back 38 7 points, 3 for 13, couldn't hit a lick. Meanwhile, the way Dylan Harper was going, he was really your best offensive player. I just that to me was mind boggling. On that to me was mind boggling. Just I didn't get that. I'm not and look, I'm not saying that the Spurs would have won the game, but would it get given them a better chance if Dylan Harper was out there instead of Fox? Yes, it's the NBA Finals. I can't worry about feelings, right? And so he had played better. I thought he should have been in the last 5 minutes of the game. I understand he's 20 years old and a rookie, but he didn't look like it. Fox is really the one that looked like it. So I didn't get that from that perspective. Champagne went cold second half. And look, the Knicks saw what the what the Thunder did on film, and what I mean by that is on the offensive end, Shea was able to hunt Champagne, and that was the only switch he really got in the series that he liked, and he was just cooking them up, and he was just cooking Champagne. And the Knicks did the same thing. They were putting Champagne in the pick and roll. The Spurs were gonna switch. They were gonna continue to get that switch. And Brunson was just going to continue to go one on one and make plays. They're going to continue to do that. There has to be an adjustment there. Or we got to fight over the screen. Or if we're switching, okay, we got to get. Are we going to get in the gaps? Are we just going to come double right away? I think fighting over the screen will probably be the best scenario, just because if you come double, the Knicks are so good at flashing somebody to the middle, and then they're so good on the 5-on-4 situations, or not the 5-on-4, but the 4-on-3 situations there. So I would, in getting the best shot available. So I wouldn't recommend that. I would say probably fight over the screen. They so yeah. So yeah, I thought the Knicks, and also the Knicks defensively down the stretch, big time, very good down the stretch. The obviously if you're the Knicks, you're very encouraged because you didn't play well, you didn't shoot well, and you still won on the road in that environment by 10 points. And then I'm looking at the Spurs, I'm saying, you don't expect Wemby to shoot 6 for 21. You don't expect Fox to shoot 3 for 13. You're like, look, shots didn't fall tonight. That's what you think. Shots didn't fall tonight. We get shots to fall in game two, we're gonna win this thing. Gotta be better defensively, gotta make some adjustments, but we win game two and it's 1-1. Now we gotta go win one in MSG if we win game two. But I think the Spurs will be fine. I think they'll be alright. I uh, I I think look, they are great. Mitch Johnson this postseason has been fantastic at adjustments. So I do think they are going to go in, make the right adjustments, come back. I'm predicting they probably win game two, and then it'll be 1-1. But if you're the Knicks, even if it is 1-1, you're very good. You're very good with that. You just, if you're the Knicks, thinking we need to play better in game two, because you're not thinking, let's just go get one. This is finals. Let's see if we can get two and go up 2-0 back to the crib. And essentially at that point, oof. But yeah. But yeah. Also, Wimby probably. I know inside the NBA said he wasn't aggressive enough, bro. He took 21 shots. He was plenty aggressive tonight. They just didn't fall. Now I would say he needs to have better shot selection and get to the basket more. But yeah, that's about it. But that's about it, I would say. But yeah, that is a big time win for the Knicks. And they take a 1-0 series lead over the Spurs. Now, let's get into this fever stuff, because what in the heck is going on? Like, I don't know what the heck is going on. Okay. So obviously obviously we see the game. We saw the footage where Caitlin Clark and Stephanie White is having they're having words, right? They're having words, whatever the case may be. Okay, that happens. Then then Indiana Fever great Indiana sports journalist Scott Agnes gets his Fever credentials revoked because they said he was inaccurate in his reporting of Caitlin of the Fever managing Caitlin Clark's back injury. Meanwhile, a couple games ago, Caitlin Clark was ruled out 100 minutes before tip off with a back. Scott said, I stand on my reporting. I got it from a good source, and she was ruled out. No, what's the problem? I didn't lie about anything. Fever saying yes, you did, so they banned them. Fever, that their PR's already a disaster. That to me is just ridiculous. So you're going to ban a very good and trusted and honest journalist because you mishandled her back injury. Her back injury. Okay, this is stupid. That's stupid. That's a bad look. This front office is bad. And then also number three, this I guess they had a players only meeting or something, and the media somehow knew. And Kelsey Mitchell asked, "How y'all know that?" And she said, "Well, Sophie Cunningham told us." Why is Sophie Cunningham telling y'all about only only players meeting? That's for the players, and after that, it's done. We don't talk about it. Not, oh, we're It happened. I'm gonna go spout about it to the media. What? What is happening here? We're keep in mind, we're only 8 games into the WNBA season, and they're 4-4. And I get it, you want your record to be better than 4-4. But this just got, I mean, bruh. Like, bruh. Weren't y'all just 4-2? Like, hey, you lose 2 games and all of a sudden it's coming apart at the seams. Um, this is crazy. Cause this is bad. Also, I have to say this about Caitlin Clark. I have to say this. Your body language when your things are not going right sucks. It sucks. And your defense sucks. Nobody, just because she's a good player doesn't mean she just gets and brings in this revenue. Doesn't mean she just gets to get a pass. Her defense sucks. Her body language when things are not going right sucks. And so when I'm so Caitlin, the coach, I don't think did anything wrong. The coach can't bench her. Yes, she can. All great players can be benched. Yes, they can. You people think, well, people think it's her throwing a raid around. It's not that. It's my team is not performing well, and my star player. I watched that Portland game when they were on the road. Kaylin Clark did not play well, and they weren't defending. They weren't defending and playing well. So here's my thing, right? They weren't defending. They weren't playing well. She benched her. It happens. Let's move on. Now do I believe offensively Stephanie White is using her the right way? No. I think Christy Sides used her better. That's just how I feel. But when this first of all, Stephanie White's not getting fired when this team literally was a game away from making the WNBA finals without Caitlin Clark. It just so happened everybody and their mother got hurt in the job Stephanie White did last year. She's not getting, I don't think she's getting fired. Unless this team just goes historically south. She ain't getting fired. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at all this stuff and I'm thinking to myself, okay, I just, I just, I'm looking at the Fever and I'm like, okay, you're 4-4. I've seen worse starts by teams that were, I guess, had championship expectations. Let's just, you know, let's get this on. We had 2 bad losses. Let's get this thing on track and get Atlanta, and let's get it rolling. Instead, instead, it's coming apart. Again, we have to play through Clark. Not the Fever have to play through Clark, not Kelsey Mitchell. As good as Kelsey Mitchell is, the the reason why I felt like under Christie's side Clark played better is because they put the ball in Clark's hands and they let her go to work. I don't think that has necessarily been the case, but I will say this: when Clark has been off the floor, and this is not me bashing Clark, this is just an observation. The Fever are a better defensive team, and it seems like they have more ball movement. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to start any narratives. I'm not turning on the woman. I'm I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you that I think Caitlin Clark has to become a better defender, and she has to be. And she has to have better body language. She has to have better body language. She cannot, when something goes wrong, she cannot be like, oh my goodness, I'm gonna hang my head. No, she's gonna be like, okay, like, let's go. Let's clap our hands, like, let's go. Come on, y'all. We good, we good, we good. Like, not just, oh my gosh, and doing the hand things. Like, that can't happen. She needs to be better as a leader and as a basketball player. And if you think that's unfair of somebody to ask of her, then I guess you just don't watch and don't know basketball. She's not the perfect player. There is no perfect player unless your name is Michael Jeffrey Jordan. That's it. And I would say people say Michael Jordan took his leadership too far sometimes, but when you really look at it, his leadership style was very intense, but when things would go wrong on the court, you would know, hey, we got to get this together, or let's keep playing. He's not going, oh my gosh, like here we go again. Like, no, body language matters, especially when you're the best player because they feed off of that. So she's got to fix that. I think that's a fair like thing. I don't think that's anything like that's crazy. I think that's fair. Now, I'm glad they play a basketball game tonight so we can talk about the basketball, but this whole thing with the front office, I mean they're just awful. This PR stuff, it's awful. Against banning Scott Agnes, to me, I have a massive problem with that. With somebody who is an aspiring sports journalist, how are you going to revoke somebody's credentials because you mishandled or listed or whatever, you mishandled Clark's back injury? You mishandled that. Somebody reports on what they were given in the information and puts it out to the public. And you're saying he's lying because you're trying to cover your own behind. You know that I have a big problem with organizations that do that. I don't like that. Like that to me, that's not cool. You don't do that. Now, if there was something actually inaccurate, okay, fair. But there was nothing inaccurate here. I read the thing. There was nothing inaccurate in the article. And he says he stands by his reporting, which he should. He shouldn't back down. So yeah, that was ridiculous by the Fever. I don't understand what this whole situation is. But yeah, it's bad, and they gotta figure it out. They gotta figure out. I think they will, and this will blow over. They'll start winning again. It'll blow over, and people will forget this happened. Probably. All right, everybody. This is another episode of the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, see ya.